Do you ever notice how fast your brain will fact check you? Like the second you say something aspirational out loud to the universe, like, I am the kind of person that dot, dot, dot. And that little alter ego voice pops up like a heckler in the back row and it says, "Oh, really? Interesting. Because I watched you negotiate with a bag of tortilla chips last night and lose." I saw a comedian riffing on this recently. You know, that moment when you're trying to claim an identity, your own internal narrator comes up and just sabotages you. It says, "Love that confidence." Just one small question. Based on what evidence? And honestly, that's this whole episode. Because in my own experience, affirmations have never proven as powerful as proof. Not because belief doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. But because belief without receipts, that turns into hopium. And hope will not hold up under pressure. So we're going to talk about proof loops, those repeatable pieces of evidence that make your claim, your marketing claim, believable, and it keeps your operating system from being built on wishful thinking. Let's get into it. Welcome to Renovating Real Estate. I'm Sandy McMaster, your host. Each week here, we renovate the way real estate operators think, decide, and most importantly, execute. And we do that using the identity ops method because most operators don't operationalize what makes them different. And we are absolutely on a mission to change that. A small but sincere ask before I dive into proof loops today. If you're listening to this pod, I'd be so grateful if you'd share, rate, or review the episode. Small fish in a big ocean of content. So just one like, one share, or one good review. Don't leave a bad review, please. Good ratings only. That helps us grow among the right audience. If you feel like it's a fit for another real estate operator, I certainly would appreciate it. Okay, so today we're talking about proof loops, which sounds like a marketing term, but what I mean is simple. It's the difference between saying, "This is who I am," and living in a way where other people can feel it. Because here's the thing. Most operators are not struggling with a lack of insight. You guys are really, really smart. Most people are struggling with a lack of evidence. And that's why so many people get stuck in identity as archetype or identity as just insight instead of identity as outcomes. And that's what we really need in this business. We really need outcomes. We really need action, but insightful action. So let me put this into real life terms. In real estate, on your very best days, you might get 2 hours for business development. And honestly, most often it's probably 1 hour. You cannot afford to waste that very precious time on guessing about content and marketing. You can't do content for content's sake or attend networking events that go nowhere. And one of my biggest pet peeves is attend networking events that are people in your own industry. Yes, there's a place for it. Please don't come at me for saying that. Yes, there's a place for it. But the networking events that really move the needle for you probably don't look like the ones you're most comfortable going to. And no, you cannot, I wish you could, but you cannot hypnotize yourself into confidence with a sentence that you wrote in your notes app or in last year's business planning session. You need readily available proof that backs up your brand promise, a repeatable pattern of actions that reinforces proof of who you are. And once you have it, it does something wild. It doesn't just convince other people, it quiets that little alter ego heckler in your own head. Because when you stop trying to talk yourself into an identity, you start building one that you actually stand on. It's like last week, we were talking about the fortress of solitude for real estate operators. And we talked about building what I call a fortress of solitude that is based with constants inside of a variable world that we are living more and more into every single week. Now, I call that your identity claim, your marketing frame, and your operating standards. And you can just go back to last week's episode, either in Substack or on the wherever you listen to your pods, and you can give that a listen. But we made a promise we'd go deeper into the least sexy standard, but one that makes the most difference, the one that matters most, which is your own proof loops. Because the positioning of your marketing without proof, it really just feels like decoration. It doesn't feel real. So what is a proof loop? A proof loop is a repeatable piece of evidence. It's the thing you do consistently that reinforces your brand claim. It reconciles your past patterns, your present position, and your future promise. I'm going to say that again. A proof loop reconciles your past patterns. Notice that you can't lie about that. That's proof. Past patterns are proof. Your present position, where you are today, the reality sinks in, and your future promises, both to yourself and your customers. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to make louder marketing claims, but they do need to be truer. And the best proof loops, they have a few features. They're small enough to repeat weekly on your worst week. They're specific enough to measure. They're visible enough so that other people can feel them. And they improve. They improve you as you run them over and over and over again. And here's what it looks like when your proof loop is really working. Your marketing changes. People start to repeat your promise back to you. They might even use your exact words, but you'll hear it. You'll hear them trying. They may even use those words to refer you. Second thing, decision speed, your own. It changes. You execute with a little more confidence and you iterate faster. You're not swimming in a sea of what to do. Decision speed changes. Another one, you have fewer what I'll say as deal wobble moments when you're coming from a posture. That is, if you don't have a strong claim, you probably feel very insecure and scared when deals start to go south. Well, like when uncertainty hits. When you have proof loops, you don't scramble, you default. You default back into your claim. And lastly, your referral quality improves. It's not just more referrals, it's more right fit referrals. And over time, when you're running this repeated proof loop, your process, instead of just cycling, it actually cycles. What I like to say, it cycles up instead of like a tornado funnel coming down. Instead of cycling down, it actually cycles up because you're not winging it anymore. You're running a system built for you. And that's why I'm so stubborn about this. People think they need more information from other people. They think they need a new idea. They don't. What they need is more evidence of their own standards. Now, quick side note, because I want to be very, very tactful here. I'm not anti-affirmation. I'm not. If affirmations help you regulate and calm down and get steady, that's great. But I will say in my own life, affirmations were never as powerful as proof. Because when I said I'm the kind of person who, or I'm the kind of person that, my brain always responded with that heckler saying, okay, shorty, prove it. Show me. And not in a mean way. It was accurate. So I stopped trying to win the argument in my head and I just started collecting receipts. That's a proof loop. So here's my weekly self-check that makes it real for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Once a week, 15 minutes, one part looking back, one part looking forward. There is so much learning in looking back. So let me just rattle through a few. Number one, what did I do last week that clearly proved my claim? I am looking for my own proof. Where did I show up? Well, if I claim X, where's the proof that showed that? Number two, what did I do that diluted it? Ouch, sometimes when you only have yourself to blame, sometimes those are the toughest moments. But if you can recognize it, well, then you're really on your way to changing something. So number two, what did I do that diluted it? Number three, what did clients actually respond to? Use their words. Play it back for yourself. Repeat it. Number four, what standard do I need to reinforce this week? Oof, just think about that for a second. And if you're like, standards, and you start searching for them, they're not written down anywhere, you don't have any claims documented, that is work to get done sooner than later. And lastly, number five, what is the one scenario I'm building around right now? What proof loop are you constructing right now? Because if you have none, there's a lot to build. Okay? It's not that deep. It's a little reflection. It's a little recognizing where you are right now today and a little looking forward. Past, present, future. And if you do that weekly, you stop obsessing over industry chaos. You stop waiting for markets to calm down because proof loops make you portable, pliable, but sturdy. You're unshakable. They make you consistent in a variable world. And so just to say it plainly, nobody knows exactly how this cookie is going to crumble over the next couple of years. Our industry, nobody really knows. So if you are an agent, I'll even include brokers in there, even though I'm not one. I have to believe they probably feel the same way. If you're looking around and you're looking for advice on what do I do now, what do I do next, know this. A lot of answers that you will get will be intentionally vague. It's not out of malice. It's because they genuinely don't know how operators like you will respond as things change. They don't know how consumers will respond. So just because they'll be vague, that doesn't mean you should be. The one subject The one subject you should refuse to be vague on is yourself. You also should be very clear on how you operate. What you optimize for and for who. What you protect and how you believe this business should be regulated and led. We should be clear on these things, because while industry uncertainty might be the new norm, especially in the next 24 to 36 months, your clients, they're still counting on somebody who can be certain about how they help themselves, how they help me. They are looking for a guide. And for what it's worth, here's my 2 cents. In chaos, the best don't build bigger. They build truer. They build on purpose. And they'll use proof loops to do it. So if your little alter ego voice has been heckling your ambition lately, just don't argue with it. Hand it some proof. You can read this full essay on Substack, and if you're a follower there, if you subscribe, you will get it in your inbox weekly. And if you want the operating system, that is what Identity Ops is for. You can go to identityops.co for more. And again, if this episode helped, rating it, reviewing it, or forwarding it to a friend. Oh, it's so useful. We're a small fish, big ocean of content. Your rating, your comments, they really do go a long way. So clicking those buttons and leaving a comment, hey, it's like you're providing me my own proof loop, and it keeps me going. So it makes real difference. Thank you for listening. We will talk with you next.